Selling my Toyota Tacoma to Carvana. Well, good morning everybody and welcome back to the channel. So am I selling my 2020 Tacoma back here to Carvana? Well, we'll get to that in a couple minutes. You know, there have been a lot of people out there posting pictures and things of their vehicle on a Carvana truck, you know, all photoshopped and stuff. Because they're selling their vehicle to Carvana, and some have. So I thought I'd go out and look, you know, what is Carvana valuing my truck at? Now, granted, it's not going to take into account all of the mods and money and stuff I have in it, but I was just curious, and then I thought I'd take a look at Kelley Blue Book, what it's worth there, and then also on Carmax just to see what they're actually selling trucks like mine at right now. So let's take a look. I went out to Carvana and I plugged in all the numbers and stuff, all the options, all that kind of stuff that you need to put in, and Carvana came up with a price of $32,216. Now, notice on here, they also put a tax savings number in there, and I'll explain that in just a minute. But they're adding $2,014 to that initial number for a grand total of $34,230. Now, what they're doing with that little tax piece they have in there, if you trade your vehicle in, then you're not going to pay the full tax amount as if you were to just go in and buy a new one, right? You're only going to pay tax on the difference between the cost of the new one less the value of your trade. So they're estimating, and this is a huge estimate, that you're going to save, and they're adding it into the price, $2,014 if you trade your vehicle into them and pick up another one at the same time. So that's where that's coming from. So Carvana values my truck at $32,216. Now, I was curious, like I said, so I went out to Kelley Blue Book just to see, you know, what they're valuing my truck at. And they're actually a little bit higher. You know, they give a range and then they give a middle ground, so we're going to look at the middle ground. They're valuing my truck at $33,551. So a little bit higher than Carvana, but it's not earth-shattering. Now, how does that compare to what I paid for the truck? I have the sticker right here. Or not what I paid for it, I should say. What the truck's sticker's for, because that's a good starting point. You know, what you pay for the vehicle is all dependent upon your negotiating with the dealership, what they're willing to give back, maybe any rebates at the time. So we need some kind of a general number. And that's what I'm going to give you. A sticker on my truck, all in, was $42,310. Now that's $42,310 versus $32,216. So that's a $10,000 loss at just sticker comparison pricing. Not so good. Now let's talk about Carmax, right? Carmax, if you want to get their pricing, and they may have to change this now since Carvana seems to be growing in popularity, but they don't give you a tool to calculate what your vehicle's worth. You have to take it in, and then they'll do an appraisal. It is free, but you do have to spend some time there and let somebody else mess with your vehicle and all that stuff, so for what it's worth. Now, Carmax, first of all, and I'm looking at specifics here, the manual transmission, they have no 2020 manual transmissions. So I couldn't compare a 2020 to a 2020. However, they do have one 2019 manual, and it is the TRD off-road, just like mine. Not sure about all the options. I'm sure there's some differences because mine is loaded. It's got just about everything you can get on it. But anyway, they have one 2019 manual. It has 8,000 miles on it. My truck actually has about 1,900 miles on it, something like that. So quite a bit less than the 8,000 mile mark. Now, I hope you're sitting down, right? Carmax wants $46,998 for that truck. That is a year older than mine and has way more miles, relatively speaking, as compared to mine. $46,998. That's more than I paid for my truck. Now, that's not to say they're going to give you that much for it. Obviously, they're not. I mean, they have to make a profit, right? So, you know, I don't know. My guess is, typically, I've seen in my dealings with Carmax, you're anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 below their asking price, somewhere in that range, for what they're going to give you for your vehicle when you go in. So, just as kind of a general idea of what they might be willing to give you. Now, I did look at some 2020s because I did want to compare a 2020 to my 2020, although they're automatics. They have 7 2020s that are automatic. These are all off-road, just like mine. Again, varying options and things. Their prices, or rather their miles, range from 3,000 to 10,000 miles. Still above what I have on my truck, right? Their price ranges go from $39,998 on up to $44,998 for the automatic. Now, I found it interesting that they're asking $46,998 for their manual transmission, but the highest priced automatic they have is $44,998, $2,000 lower. So indeed, are manual transmissions, because of their scarcity, pulling or demanding a premium now? Or at least going for more money? I don't know. Looking at that example, it would certainly seem like maybe the manual transmission is worth more than the automatic now. Who knows? I don't know. Also interesting, I think, and you can kind of use this as a point of reference. If we say that maybe Carvana and Carmax are, you know, pretty equivalent in what they sell for and what they offer you for your car. You know, mine, again, they offered me $32,216. I could turn around and buy what seems to be pretty much the same truck for $46,998. So they stand to make somewhere around, what, $18,000 on that deal? That's a pretty good profit. I mean, let's be honest. If somebody came in here and told me they'd give me, I don't know, maybe $60,000 for my truck, I might consider selling it. Wait a little while and go buy another new one. I don't know. I'd have to look at how much all the options and things I've added to it are, but you get the idea, right? I mean, if you can make a bunch of money on your truck, why wouldn't you sell it? I don't know. So anyway, the question begs then, would I sell my Tacoma? Am I really going to sell my Tacoma? Well, if you watch the channel and you know how much I love this truck, and you know how much work I've done to it and what I've got in it, obviously the answer is no, I'm not going to sell my truck. I was just curious to get on Carvana and see. It seems to be the latest and greatest craze out there for people looking to do things with their vehicles. And it's not bad. They'll come right to your house, apparently, pick it up. Although I will say, in the area I live in, there was a note, a little asterisk, that I don't live in a market they service. The closest drop-off point for my vehicle is 50 miles away. So I would have to drive 50 miles in order to hand my truck over to them for them to take it away. So keep that in mind. You know, read the small print. If you've done this and you go ahead and settle the deal and then you get an email that says, all right, you got to drive 2 hours to drop your truck off to us, just beware. They don't always come right to you. Anyway, let me know what you think of that great deal. Should I sell my truck? Would you sell it for that kind of money? I'd be surprised. Also, real quick, if you're interested and you haven't before, check out my other channel. It is RobMotive JT, all about my 2020 Jeep Gladiator, sitting right up there. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.